All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great men, so not rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Marcus from Trinidad Camp. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And this lesson is basically about, loving the brotherhood, being around the brotherhood. All right, that I did a video a while back called the Black Sheep. That you felt out of place. Before this truth, you felt out of place, but you found yourself coming into this truth. Or better yet, when the Lord woke you up to this truth, you found yourself around men of the same mind, of the same passions, and brothers that, majority of us, experience the same things coming up. So when they go into the word family actually goes into servants, serving together. So we are all servants of the Lord, and we are the true family. Matthew 12:48, them that do the will of the Most High. All right. But when you come to this truth, it is actually a joy when brothers come together. Brothers might do the works on a Thursday or Friday or Saturday or even a Sunday, and for the balance of the week, they be missing the brotherhood. All right, they be longing to see each other, especially if work keeping them from meeting up with the brotherhood. You be calling brothers, you be checking up on brothers because you miss the voice or you miss seeing the face or whatever the case is, just to fellowship with them, to do videos, to do the works, or just to have a drink. And basically that's what the brotherhood is about, to get together, to know one another. All right, but guess what? If you find yourself in the position where you don't really miss the brothers, that the only time you make time for the brotherhood is for the works or mandatory days to do videos, then guess what? You're not really in the right spirit. All right, you're not really in the right spirit. And I'm just gonna bring out some precepts on that. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 17. It says, "But we brethren, being taken from you for a short time in presence, not in heart." All right, we said not in heart. Like, let me say do the works tonight, and then for the balance of the week, you ain't see the brothers. You're taken away from them for a short time in presence, but not in heart, because your heart desiring and yearning for your brothers. All right, like damn, like hey, you call a brother, they say, what's up? Let's link up. Let's have a few drinks, wherever the case. Let's go through some scriptures. You just want to be among the brotherhood. All right, as the scripture said, David said that the love that he and Jonathan had surpassed the love of women. The Lord made 144,000 men together, so the desire for those men to stick together is supposed to be strong. And if you consider yourself a part of the hopefully elect, then your true desire is supposed to be, first of all, to do the will of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and also to do service unto each other, to be among each other. All right, it says, brethren, I said, but we brethren, being taken from you for a short time in presence, but not in heart, endeavor the more abundantly to see your face with great desire. To see a face with great desire, that is supposed to be your heart. To see a brother with great desire, when you see a brother for a few days and it feel like a few months, because your heart desires to just be among the brotherhood. All right, but guess what? If you find yourself in the position where you don't really, it don't really matter to you if you see the brotherhood or not, you're not in the right spirit. If you're spending more time with women than the brotherhood, guess what? You're not in the right spirit. That's the spirit of the world. Yahweh Shai spent all his time with his brothers. All right, Yahweh Shai spent all his time with his brothers. Verse 18, it says, "Wherefore we would have come unto you, even I, Paul, once and again, but Satan hindered us. For what is our hope or joy or crown of rejoicing? Are not even ye in the presence of Yahweh Shai, our Lord, at his coming?" So we are each other's praise. Like you going up in the chariots and then you turn around, you see our brother, you say, we made it. Rejoicing because you seen your brother that you labored with, that you warred with, fight this good fight with, and at the end of the faith, receiving even the salvation of your souls. All right, because your heart is to your brother. Brothers' hearts should be to one another, to see one another. All right. If you don't see a brother for a week, you call a brother up, you ask, what's going on? How things, everything good. That's how brothers act. But when you're in the world, guess what? If you don't see a brother for 10 years, it don't really, matter to you. And when you do see him, it's like, hey, what's up? It's like no zeal towards your brother at all. But in this truth, when you see a brother, you see a brother for 2 days, the smile on your face and the joy of heart towards your brother. Guess what? That's something holy. That's something the Most High had put between elect. That's something that the Most High put in the midst of the election. All right? Your desire is supposed to be towards your brother, towards the brotherhood. Having fellowship with the brothers, breaking bread. Gonna watch a movie, having a few drinks, a few laughs, doing the works, doing the videos. Wherever it is, as long as it's with the brotherhood. All right? Don't let work or woman come between that. All right? Don't let work or woman come between that at all. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 6. It says, but now when Timotheus came from you unto us and brought us good tidings of your faith and charity, and that you have good remembrance of us always, desiring greatly to see us, as we also to see you. So even Paul showed you that, guess what, even back then, the brothers, their desire was greatly towards each other. Whereas Paul desired greatly to see younger men, the younger men desired greatly to see Paul. All right? That's how we're supposed to be with each other. All right? Not every time the brotherhood coming together, you like, nah, I ain't really up for that. You rather stay home, or you rather just be on your own beat. Nah, that's not how it's supposed to be. Hey, when the brothers coming together, hey, you don't miss that. Don't miss that, because guess what? Evidently, we're going to start to look like the scripture in Isaiah when it said, stand by thyself, for I am more holy than thou. That's how we're going to look. It's going to look that you basically being standoffish from the brotherhood, that you don't really want, to have too much dealings with the brotherhood. And that's bad. That's bad. Because guess what? The time's coming, we're going to need the brotherhood. The scripture said, a man shall desire to hear the voice of another man and not be able to. All right, so utilize the brotherhood while you have it, because the time comes, the Lord gonna have us separated, and we mightn't be able to see each other. Some of us might be put to death, some of us might be in concentration camps, and some of us might be in the hiding. We don't know. All right, and the same brothers that you didn't want to keep company with in the green tree, in the dry tree, guess what? You're gonna desire those brothers. As the scripture said, if you do this now in the green tree, what will you do in the dry? All right? If this is how you move with the brotherhood now, how are you going to move when during the time of Jacob's trouble? Your desire is supposed to be to your brotherhood. All right? If you see brothers coming together, and you know about it, hey, make it your interest to go. If you could. All right? If you had plans, then you had plans before. But hey, don't every time that the brothers coming together that you always never present. All right, because guess what? What you're gonna actually lead to is actually 2 circles. You and the brotherhood. Because you're not gonna get close to them. Because they wouldn't get close to you because you're not giving them the chance to. All right, you're not giving them the chance to. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 6 verse 1. It says, my son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou art stricken hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth, thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. So when they look up the word surety, it means that someone basically to stand in between, like an intercessor. Somebody that stands for someone, like, that vouches for someone. Like, let's say, you working at this house, you're doing trade work at this house, and the owner, he missed something, but he blaming your friend. And you said, nah, my friend didn't take that. You weren't there, but because you know your friend so well, or you know your brother so well, you said, nah, my brother didn't do that. I'm positive my brother didn't do that. I put my head on a block, put my head under the guillotine that my brother didn't thief from you. And you know how you'll be able to do this? Because you spend time around the brothers. Because you know the brothers. The scripture said, if thou begettest a friend, prove him first. Because you know your brother, because you are sure of your brother, you'll be able to be surety for him. Or he said, look, strike hands with a stranger, like, you shake hands and say, yeah, I'm giving him a word that my brother didn't do this. All right? And you can only be sure for somebody that you know well. But somebody that you don't know well, guess what? How can you stand surety for them? Hey, like in the time of Jacob's trouble, the police might take us up and might try to interrogate us in separate rooms, and one might come to you and say, hey, look, your brother sold you out. He said that you were the one that did such and such. And because you don't know your brother, because you didn't have trust and faith in your brother, you said, nah, it wasn't me, it was him, and it was this other brother. Now guess what? The first brother, he never sold you out. But because Esau, being crafty as he is, guess what he did? He actually used your own emotions against you, and you sold out. And you sold out because you didn't know your brother, because you weren't around your brother enough that to be sure that your brother would never do that, and this was a lying report. All right? But not to fall victim to this trap. Guess what? You got to be around the brotherhood, know your brother, learn each other. Guess what? Learning the brothers, you'd actually know who you could trust and who you can't trust. All right? The scripture said, every brother will utterly supplant. All right? So, for the times coming up, we have to know who we could trust and who we can't trust. And from doing this, we have to be around each other to learn each other's. All right? Each other's, characteristic, each other's spirit, so that we could know, hey, this brother is a trustworthy brother. This brother is somebody who I could be surety of. Nah, this brother, I can't really trust this brother. I can't really, be sure about this brother. This brother, he look kind of iffy. He look kind of unstable. All right. And by this now, you'll actually, learn each other. But when you're not around the brotherhood, guess what? You won't be able to judge this. All right. Verse 3, it says, do this now, my son, deliver thyself. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go humble thyself and make sure of thy friend. So you have to make sure of the people around you. You have to make sure of the people around you. But how can you be sure of the people around you when you don't even take time or spend time among them? Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 verse 15, let thy talk be with the wise, and let all thy communication in the law of the Most High. And let just men eat and drink with thee, and let thy glory be in the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. It says what? Be among men that, that have the same mindset, that fear the Most, that do the same thing, that have the same passions. All right. So these are the men you can be sure of, the men that do the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, pursuing to, I'll read it. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 48. It says, start at verse 46. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, design to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, design to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold my mother and my brethren, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my mother, my sister, my brother, my sister, and my mother. So Yahweh was sure who his family were, them that do the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. And guess what? Just like Judas Iscariot betrayed Yahweh Shai, the scripture said these things were written for our learning. They're going to be Judas Iscariots among us. But how will we know Judas Iscariot? The Spirit will reveal. And this will come from being among one another. And how will we know a true and faithful friend? From being among each other. Don't deny the brotherhood. Don't stand by thyself and look at yourself as better than the brothers. Because you're not. Anytime you stand by yourself and thinking that the brothers beneath you, or you too high to be among the brotherhood, then you're not in the truth. Plain and simple. Because Yahweh Shai never taught that way. Yahweh Shai never thought that way. All right? So if you like that, guess what? You're not in the right spirit. Stop forsaking the brotherhood. All right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 verse 18. It says, change not a friend for any good, by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir. Now the gold of Ophir was fine gold. So the Lord said, don't change a faithful brother for that, for nothing. Don't let work come between the gathering of the brotherhood. Don't let women, that you would make time for women but not time for the brotherhood. Don't do that. Because guess what? The time, you can't seek counsel from women. Woman won't give you spiritual counsel or logical counsel. All right? So if you're making your congregation or your entourage a group of women and not the group of the brotherhood, guess what? You're on the wrong track. You're on the wrong track, because all women do is talk about each other's business. And guess what? You're going to start to act like them. All right? You're going to start to act like them. So don't give up a good brother for nothing. The brotherhood. Hey, guess what? These are good men. The men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. These are spiritual men. These are meant to be around. And when you forsake the brotherhood, guess what? You forsaken Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You forsaken yourself. Because guess what? When you really need these men, they're not going to be there for you. All right? Then you might find yourself that, the brothers, they're not really all that close with you. But guess what? Because them spirits on you, you're not going to realize that the fault was with you. That you were the one that put up that wall or formed that second circle. All right? The fault was with you and not with the brothers. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 22 verse 25. It says, I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him. So don't hide yourself from the brotherhood. Don't hide yourself from the brotherhood. Be there for your friends. Hey, if you see a brother getting into a situation, hey, you be your brother's keeper. When you stand up for your brother, guess what? You know your brother's keeper. If you're a brother's keeper, you be your brother's shield and your brother's buckler. Just like Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was to our forefather David. All right? This is how we had to be for your brother. Don't be ashamed to defend your friend or your brother. All right? You have to be there for your brother. Don't be standoffish from the brotherhood. All right? Don't keep yourself separated from the brotherhood. The scripture says 2 are better than 1, and a threefold cord is not easily broken. All right? This is not something to be alone. All right? The Lord never sent his disciples out one by one. He sent them in 2s and 3s. When you have brotherhood, hey, treasure it. Treasure it. Because the time coming when you will need it. And when you will desire, but it won't be there. Treasure it. All right? Is Ecclesiasticus chapter 42 verse 1. It says, of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. Of the law of the Most High, and his covenant, and of judgment to justify the ungodly, of reckoning with partners and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends. So don't be ashamed to be, just like it says, of reckoning with partners and travelers. When you're traveling together, you want to travel with someone. So you have that partner. So they come together and travel. Or the gift of a heritage with friends. If you have a friend according to thy mind, that's a blessing from the Most High. That's like having a virtuous wife. When you have a friend according to thy mind, it's a gift from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And the men in this truth are meant to be around. But the scripture said, prove them first. And when you see that, guess what? These are honorable men. Hey, you hold fast to them. But when you sin standoffish and keep into yourself, guess what? You're not in the right spirit. Cast off Satan. Shake off Satan. All right? Shake off Satan. Because that is not the spirit of the Most High. All right? That's not the spirit of the Most High. When you've been stand off from the brotherhood, that is not the spirit of the Most High at all. All right? And there's the final precept here. This is Hebrews chapter 10. I said that verse 24. It says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is. It says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is. So your desire supposed to be to see your brothers daily. When you don't see your brothers for 2 days, it's like, nah, hey, you know what's up, hey, you know, let's link up, let's buy a bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine, let's, go through some scriptures, let's do videos, let's link up. All right, let's break bread. All right. If you do that for women, guess what? You should more than do that for your brothers. Because any time of trouble, your wife wouldn't be there for you. These women wouldn't be there for you. The men that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai designated to stand at your side, they are the ones that will be there for you. So don't be one of them that forsaken the assembling together. Don't do that. Verse 25, it says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exalting one another, and so much more as ye see the day approaching. All right, so videos like this will come out as we see the days approaching. All right, don't forsake the gathering. Don't forsake the assembling together, because you're going to need that brotherhood. All right, desire brothers like you desire food, like you desire wine, like you desire women. All right, because these are the men that the Most High set up to stand by your side. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and truth. Well, salutations to the men of the hopeful and saints elect. This is Makazah saying Shalom. Stay strong.